This presentation is to go over the new import functionality within Giza. Here we are in Giza. We're going to go into the import-export function, clicking on the button, which brings up the import-export styles dialog. We're going to be importing in DWG, and AutoCAD DWG is a format used by many architects and creative types. It is also the most common drawing file that Giza users will import. So we're going to pick AutoCAD drawings, load from any folder. Now I've created a file that we're going to use to import to show some functionality. This gives you the options on what you want to do with the import. You can select which layers, how you want to map the layers, if you want to convert your units from one thing to another, the width factor, if you want to turn blocks to elements versus symbols. This is a function that is used when you're importing a file that you're getting from a CAP user, and it will convert the CAP symbols into Giza symbols. And then place origin in the lower left corner. That's something that I always do just by habit. I'm going to click load, and you see this new dialog appear. This screen that you now see shows the import processes that were run during the import and the status of each. It tells you certain things that were checked, such as corruption, extrafts, layers being locked or frozen, unsupported objects, bilayer items, unsupported line types, non-supported text styles, and non-supported dimension styles. So we have a few things that were detected here. We have extras detected. So somewhere in this drawing, there's something that normally would be there that the architect might have had, or whoever it was that provided the AutoCAD drawing. There's an extraf that has been removed because it doesn't come into Giza. There were frozen layers, those have been resolved. Locked layers, those have been resolved. Frozen and locked layers get treated differently by Giza. Locked layers are moved to back. Frozen layers are moved to off when it comes to layer states within Giza. Unsupported objects found. It says that it detected some unsupported objects. Those are usually more complex AutoCAD entities like solids or meshes. Items not set to bilayer. That means that there are items that are within AutoCAD would have been set to be a color or a line weight that is different than what the layer would call for. Most of the time, this bilayer function only matters if you're working back and forth and you're referring to a fully colored Giza imported drawing and you're talking to the person that gave it to you. Most of the time, this is not an important thing that it gets detected and changes. Unsupported line types means that there were AutoCAD line types that were in the drawing file that Giza cannot represent properly, so it will substitute the closest thing that it can to them. Most of the time this means that it will change from whatever the line type was in AutoCAD and it'll convert it over and it will show you a continuous or solid line. There weren't any non-supported text styles, which is good, and non-supported dimension styles. It says that it detected those and it will convert those over to Giza's normal styles. Click on the Save Log button. We're going to click Save Log. We're going to save this to the same folder where the drawing is. Save. We're going to OK this. All right. Looking in the drawing. Let's zoom in. And we'll see that we have some dimensions. These look pretty plain to me. I'm not sure exactly what they look like in AutoCAD right now, because as a Giza user, I don't have access to open up that AutoCAD DWG. It converts text over to AutoCAD's format. It looks like we've missed some characters here, so let's right-click. We're going to edit the paragraph. See, it says miscellaneous storage, but because of something about the way that the AutoCAD text was presented to Giza, there wasn't enough room and it cut those things off. I'm going to go ahead and click replace. And if we do a quick redraw, you see that it shows all of the characters that were in the original note. Notice that all of the text within the file that we see is pretty plain. We don't see any out of the ordinary looking things within this drawing. That means that Giza has switched it out and put in its own representatives of the same type of information. So some of the things that we've seen within this imported file is that we need to do a little bit of cleanup just to make sure that everything is just so before we get started with working with the file. And once we're sure that everything is okay, we can continue working. One of the things that the import did say, though, that we're not sure about is the XREF. It said that there was an XREF attached to the DWG from AutoCAD, but we don't know what exactly we're missing with that XREF. What you could do as a Giza user is ask for the provider of the AutoCAD drawing file to give you a PDF of that same file. And I will show you right now what the PDF of this looks like. And you'll see that it looks like the XREF would have included a lot of the landscaping and exterior things of this space. So we can see that we're missing, looks like sidewalk graphics, patio graphics, a little bit of landscaping. So those things are unimportant to us when it comes to working within Giza, and we're okay with that XREF not being represented. If you need to give these drawing files back to the person that gave you the AutoCAD drawing file, you may want them to bind that XREF to the drawing file and then send it to you again and import it so that you get everything, so that when you give it back to them, it will have everything. So that covers the new import functionality within Giza when it comes to importing AutoCAD drawings. I hope you appreciate the changes that we've made to the feature, and have a good day.